Happy Friday, friends. As promised, I am posting a recipe every single day. And today I made a beautiful blended version of Shakshouka and huevos rancheros. Let's get started. Here is everything that you'll need. As you can see, it's not a lot of ingredients and it's fairly simple to make, but this is a labor of love because it takes much longer than my normal breakfast recipes. I always start with prep, and since I'm making potatoes, I want to dice them very finely so that they cook quickly. Once everything is diced and chopped, I'm going to add my onions, 1 heaping spoonful of minced garlic, and salt, pepper, and a teaspoon of butter to a pan, and I'm going to cook that down until the onions are translucent. While my onion mixture is cooking, I'm going to rinse off my garbanzo beans and remove any beans that look a little off. After about 5 minutes, your onions should be done. So we're going to remove that from the heat and add our potatoes with a spoonful of chayote. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, and 1 cup of water. Then, of course, we're going to add our smoked paprika, complete seasoning, salt, pepper, and tahini. Now, I do have a question. I had a friend that was Puerto Rican that pronounced tagine, and she told me that most Puerto Ricans pronounce it tagine instead of tahini. So let me know your thoughts on that. And we are in Costa Rica, and they pronounce it tahini. So I'm like, if a Spanish-speaking Puerto Rican told me it's tagine, that just lets you know that you shouldn't listen to everybody, right? Bring your potato mixture to a boil. So I have mine on high heat for about 7 minutes before I turn it down to medium heat and let your potatoes soften. And while your potatoes are cooking, you can chop up the rest of your vegetables. So I thinly slice my tomatoes and julienne my pepper, and I season every single thing. So I season my garbanzo beans separately from my potatoes. I even season my tomatoes and my peppers. And here, all I'm doing is separating half a can of the diced tomatoes. I'm going to save the other half for later, but for now, we're going to season that and add a 1/4 cup of water and mix that all together. By now, your potatoes should be done. So you're going to add your garbanzo beans and stir that up and then cook that down for 5 minutes. Of course, my son comes in and wants a taste test of the sauce, and it's really good, so I'm happy about that. And if you have fresh basil, cut up your basil. I didn't, so I did use lettuce because I always like my meals to be colorful. And then I add my peppers to my potatoes and my garbanzo beans, and I let that cook for an additional 5 minutes before I add the diced tomatoes. And I also add the thinly sliced tomatoes and the lettuce. I take a spoon and I make small pockets in between the potatoes and the beans so that the eggs can fit right in that pocket. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm trying to crack the eggs at the tip of the shell so that the egg comes out perfectly into the little pocket. And remember, we're seasoning everything. So now it's time to season your eggs, and we're going to pop that in the oven on broil for about 5 minutes. But you have to keep an eye on it because you don't want to overcook your eggs. I stepped away for a second. I would never have it in the oven for more than 5 minutes, but I forgot. So here we are, and I hope you enjoy it. And this was so freaking good. I had to share, and I'm glad I recorded it because it was worth it.